Yeah, good evening. This is probably the most important broadcast, the most important message I'm ever going to send out. So I'd like people out there to pass around this video to as many people as possible. Okay. I'm going to discuss 4 things. The first one is where I'm at with everything. I'm going to talk about the truth about Ron. Then I'm going to talk about what we're going to do, or what we can do to shut these people down. And then I'm going to talk about what I think might be needed on an international scale. So first off, where I'm at is that it's been really rough. The church has come out with some personal attacks on me, and it's taking its toll with statements and the time that I've got to spend off work going to do interviews or this or that or the other thing. It's not easy. I'm just one guy sitting here in New Zealand alone in a rented room. My family's not behind me on this one, although I've got their moral support. And that's like with anybody else who's fighting the church too. You know, they're either alone in this, or it's coming out of their pocket, or they're taking time out of their life to do this. It's not easy. I'm not anonymous. My face is out there. It's affecting things personally for me. As you can imagine, I'm from an insane cult. Now, the truth about Ron is this, okay, is that whether we like to believe it or not, the guy was just a guy writing books, trying to make money. He hijacked some information, some psychoanalysis stuff. It actually worked. Some of it did work. Some of it made some people better. And without researching what the long-term effect of it was, or without researching what could go really wrong with a person if it was misapplied, or if it was just applied correctly but taken too far, there was no research done, and he was very irresponsible and allowed this to go out there. It's no secret he obviously lost his marbles, okay, and started writing policies that are literally insane, and started the Sea organisation with some very interesting goals in mind, okay. So he went nuts. Now I've had a lot of emails from people around the world, incidents that aren't known about, experiences that haven't been documented, and so forth. This is what I'd like to do, if you're with me on this. Everybody around the world is doing their own thing, and I think it's great. It really is. Everyone is making a huge difference. We wouldn't be here today with Nick Xenophon standing up in Parliament making these allegations against the church if people like you out there hadn't done what you've done so far. So it's making a huge impact, but we can make it even more impacting. The church, the Sea Org, is at a vulnerable point right now. We've got to pounce. This is our chance. It's not going to come up again like this. Okay. First of all, Anon. You're a crazy group of sons of bitches. I'll give you that. All right. What I'm asking is, can we get other human rights groups on board? Can we get other groups to join in the protests outside these churches? Can we step up the protests around the advanced organisations around the world and start sending out some very powerful protests against these people over the next 3 months? If we can pound it for the next 3 months, we can really hurt these guys. Your protests are making a huge difference, but can we go a bit nuts on this stuff? All right. Outside the Hollywood Guarantee building, outside Celebrity Centre, outside the Flag Land Base, outside the advanced orgs in the UK, Europe and Australia. Can we go nuts? I'm asking you to go nuts. I'm not asking you to do anything illegal, but I'm asking you to go nuts. Second, we've got Nick Xenophon, the Senator in Australia. He's gone out on a huge limb here under parliamentary privilege to make these allegations against the Church of Scientology, and he needs everyone's help from around the world. Okay? This fight will not be won by the public. This fight will be won in the halls of politics. It'll be senators, it'll be governors, it'll be governments that bring down the Church of Scientology. They'll only do it if we give them the tools to do this. We need someone to do a press pack on Scientology, a DVD, a PDF, a hard copy about the true origins of L. Ron Hubbard, where he really went, what he really did, what he created, and what it resulted in. We don't need something vicious here. What we need is a professional press pack that can be compared side by side with the press pack that the Sea Organisation has done on Scientology and the Sea Org. Okay, something that gives the truth. That's all we need. We don't need to embellish it. We don't need to be alarmist or sensational. If we just stick to the truth in a professional press pack, we've got them. Then we need to arrange a distribution of that. That has to go to a lot of places and a lot of news groups around the world. It needs to be a very good press pack. Then we've got to bring in our local churches. Okay, their religious freedoms are under attack because of what the church has done. Okay, the church, while saying they're protecting religious freedom, is in actual fact stripping other churches of their religious freedom by being compared to them. Okay, I'm talking about good churches that do really wholesome things like help homeless people, give out food, provide aged care. You know, these are real charitable things, and they're being compared to a money-hungry group called Scientology that does nothing for anybody, okay, except line their own pockets. So we need to get some people, some churches on board, some other groups to help us fight against Scientology, because Scientology doesn't represent what other churches and religions are doing. Okay, so this is my proposal worldwide, and I need some people to stand up, pass comment back to me, and let me know. Okay, here's what we need. 1, anonymous, to go crazy on the protest front. Go absolutely nuts. Get some other groups together, religious groups, you name it. Let's get the pressure on the front of the church. Let's get on TV. Let's get them seen. 2, we need someone out there to stand up and take responsibility for a rather big project, and that is compiling the truth about Scientology. What we've had to date is What is Scientology, the book by the Church of Scientology International. We need a comparable press pack to that. So we need one person out there in the world to stand up and say that they will oversee the project to create this. Okay, it needs to be a professional presentation pack that can go to governments, churches, your local council. It needs to do many things. It needs to be the entire brief, showing every front group of Scientology, who all the directors are of all their organisations, where they've been and what they've done. Everything, the whole brief on Scientology. It's not a small project, but we need one person out there to email back and say that they can take responsibility for this and start creating it. 3, we need someone out there to create a website that has only one purpose. Okay. See, right now we've got a lot of websites out there. We've got Xenu TV, we've got Operation Clambake, we've got message boards, we've got dozens of websites. But what we need is these politicians and these law enforcement officers cannot go searching everywhere for all this information. I want someone out there to email me and take responsibility to set up one website, and what it does is it reports, and only reports, Scientology related injustices, and that's it. So this person would need to go through Operation Clambake, Xenu TV, all the message boards, pull out all the stories, and be a central point where anybody, ex-Scientologist, current Scientologist, can then simply send their story. It's not to be posted up on the internet. It's not to be sent out to news groups. The purpose of this website is to compile a list of every single known Scientology injustice, so that we can then at a later date provide this to Nick Xenophon, the Senator in Australia, the FBI and all other law enforcement agencies, to show precedent so that they can do an investigation. Because right now we've got lawsuits here, we've got this person sending me an email about this story, we've got this person who knows something, this person who knows this, we've got an ex-SEAL member or an ex-Scientologist who doesn't want to get involved but he does know of an injustice. Well, we need one central location around the entire world where everything can go. Okay, I'm looking for a database. Okay. Then we need somebody to